Hey fam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me for this general tarot reading. And it's for all signs, all humans, no worries. The main reason for this channel is sharing positive vibes. So let's see what the vibe is for this video. I rarely have a plan going into this, so it's more like picking up a phone for me and being like, what? Huh? Can I get some clarification on that? What do you mean? I did a bit of pre-shuffling before, but I always like to do a bit more once I hit record because even just my stage fright can throw things off, right? The vow. No stippling. One more. Here we go again. For those who are new here, I may draw that card a lot. Oh, one more? Okay. Ooh, that's a pretty one. I'm sorry, I didn't let you go. Y'all tend to mystify me with the watercolors. I just I don't know what I'm doing when I'm playing with watercolors, so I'm usually just mystified by those who can. Like, wow, it did that for you. It worked out. The promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts. Karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of a union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness. The laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten, so breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. Whoa. Think of the last promise you made. Was it to yourself or another? Has it been upheld or broken? Anytime the energy of the vow is present, we are in the archetypal realm of ceremony and ritual. That means time stands still and anything is possible. The trickster, the elusive, the formless. The shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. Hello, words. When the shapeshifter card appears, it is important to imagine you're looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagined. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with a shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. Some cords should not be cut, femme. The shapeshifter is related to the mask. Notice it. Orange text, old eyeballs. The ultimate shapeshifter works undercover in service of the greater good. The diminished shapeshifter becomes a people pleaser. Oh, airplanes are loud. The soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of this infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back in to witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flower of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. If this card is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. It's no surprise that two central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self. Experiment with Soham, I am that, and Satnam, true identity. For the record, I will never be upset if anyone corrects the way I pronounce something. I would much rather do it correctly. You know what I mean? It is all good around here. Okay. That's quite a vibe, fam. My goodness. I noticed it. I always tend to meditate before I do anything, before I say, hey, fam. And that was quite a vibe I picked on right then and there. There's been such a theme recently, and I don't think just for my own readings, of returning to self lately, a reclaiming of self. Like, it's not like we haven't been doing our thing. Like, hello, we've been quite alive, you know? But got a car vibrating out there. That bass. It's been a very particular time astrologically, and I guess really all that I'm saying is I admit to feeling that shit, you know? How about you, Fib? Make the change. Okay, now I love long hair, so I am not saying to cut your hair. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. That's not what I'm saying. No, you do you, fam. It has returned to us. You know what that means. Is it time? Is it time to not only consider forgiving anyone else, but also yourself? For recognizing that in the darkness we can still learn. We can still provide light for ourselves. If there's regret, then we haven't finished learning that lesson. We're still holding on to something, right? We see red a lot. Not a lot, but we have seen it recently again. But I'll go ahead and read sword, because that's not one of the norms around here. So just in case. There's a big life change you've been thinking of making for a while now. This is a sign that you need to trust your instincts and take the leap. Whether you're thinking about cutting your hair or finding a job better suited for you, do the thing and do it with confidence. Hey, see, it is the running theme that we've had going on here. I just, I might as well be a life coach because I believe in you. That's all I'm saying. I believe in you and you've got this and all that groovy shit, right? That's the vibe. Sometimes we got to get real. We got to get honest, especially with ourselves, but that doesn't have to be cruel. Okay. Let us see here. Is it clarification round? For the clarification, If you are still around and hanging out with me, thank you so much. I really appreciate the company. All right, let's see what else there is to this story. Wow. Fam, have we picked up the theme yet? Do you got that? Every time I see this, I hear this in my head as it, sets into the next gear. There's something being held on to. Something that's been taken. Are you sure it was your fault? I know that ultimately we're the common denominator and all that, but I'm getting this feeling that blame was accepted that didn't belong to you. And you're still carrying that too. And I just want to know why. Because not a single one of these swords belong in your heart, in your back. And this is your gentle, coaxing to withdraw them, finally, once and for all. There's going to be scarring. And that's okay. You've earned them, right? There's more. There's more wanted. There's more to come. And this is officially in your way. Just, the title tends to have for kindred souls. So just, remember that context. I am not pointing fingers. You want more. You want the rest of your life. And the rest of your life is already beginning, fam. You yourself have been changing so much. You've been having your epiphanies and so much growth. And it's like, is there pride to it? The survival mode? It's not, it feels like there's something, one of those swords at least is something that like, maybe it's like, you know, that was the love of my life and I'm happy to have had that, you know? But you're not realizing that that's part of what's blocking more from your life. You're not done yet. You're just simply not done. And how lucky are we to have all this love more and more, no matter how much we age, no matter where we go. Life is just full of possibilities. Keep your wits about you. Those are still the swords. But like, you've learned so much. When is it time to let that go? Right? You're so warm. You so willingly play your part in the giving and receiving of life. And by that, I mean the giving. There's a longing. So when are you going to give in to, you know what I mean? Like, there are just certain things you're never going to fall for again. Even if you begin to, there's always going to be that thing that's like, oh, shit, that was a red flag. Okay, well, beep, 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 beep. You know? You've learned so much. I'm just gonna... And it's coming underneath the Wheel of Fortune, fam. Okay, so the question that I have with this one is, what phase of this card are we in? Are we still looking at these? Are we still, you know, over spilt milk? Or are we aware of what's, you know, still there? Like these 2 cups and that bridge. And the home. Whatever we've been mourning, whatever losses we've been clinging to and losing track of time to, it's time to let it go. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like for you, this is your heads up that it's holding you back. There's so much more in store for you, and that shit is holding you back. Oh my goodness. You've gained so much clarity on this. So what's that final thing? What's that final bit? Is it just a matter of timing? Do you just need a little bit more time of healing, of not really doing anything new about it, but just continuing? You know what I mean? You're coming out of it. Because, do I want to flip this? What do you think? How does that feel? That's a vibe. Okay, maybe not. I'm feeling that this tower moment should be over and done with, because it's coming underneath the Page of Pentacles after this. It's becoming bittersweet. Because we don't just, with the Tower card, especially this old school artwork, like we don't just have this lightning bolt striking the tower. We have Yahweh sprinkling down, which lore-wise is God's name. our passions, our what we thought was mental clarity. Like, have your convictions shifted a bit? Has there been a returning to, right? Has the world and society kind of had the chance to pick up a chisel and, you know, take its part in your shape shifting? Requiring a returning to self? I keep having like double-edged sword, double-edged, like, you gotta be careful with your mouth, with the way you talk. That when you get a type of way, you know, none of us want to suffer somebody else's consequences. You know what I mean? So, and then do you guilt trip yourself for that? Well, guess what? None of that would happen if you could just, you know, you know, just saying. Yeah, there we go. I always think of this as the card of meditation. You just need to stop being so worried about the external and the things that you can't control, and remain in touch with what you can, yourself. Don't lose track of yourself as you ebb and flow through life, and forgive yourself if you've lost track ever, right? If you ever, you know, through survival mode and such, like, come on. No one can beat us up like we can to ourselves, right? No one can do as much damage to us as we can to ourselves. You need to continue healing. There's very particulars that are concerning your heart that you need to let go of once and for all. Because if you're sitting there going, well, what then? Well, there you go. That's what then. It doesn't have to be painful to be honest with yourself. So if that's the tone, you need to check that. All right, what's the epilogue, fan? There we go. You're almost there. We're still almost there. We're just right there. Just keep it up. Just keep it up. It's getting good, fam. Don't give up. Almost. It's so close. This is just encouragement. Ultimately, this is just encouragement. Yes, this change is necessary. You're returning to yourself. This is absolutely necessary. The universe, God, source, you're in all that groovy shit. Whatever that means for you is rooting for you. We began with the Wheel of Fortune of all dang cards and of all major arcana, fam. But there's also the Tower, which is really packing a vibe today. It's a very particular vibe just emanating from this fucker right now. Shit. You may be burned out, but it's like you still need to breathe. You know what I mean? For all we know, this person had to just set that, you know, stack down and take a breath. But you can see the home. You can see that literally, almost there. You can make it. This is it. Boosh. What is the general vibe at the bottom of the deck? Holy cow pie, Batman. That is just... Hi, YouTube. Hi, Papa YouTube. How you doing? Everything's sliding. Boop. But doop. Now, the question for this is, are you one of those chained up and at the mercy of your vices. We'll go with the word vices. Or are you the one in control? That's what this is all, this particular, it's all tied to your heart and this healing. This is absolute encouragement, fam. It's absolute encouragement. You got this. You're doing the thing. I don't gotta tell you to do shit, but keep going. This is nice and easy. Thanks. Right? All right, let's check. What? Oh, grandparent, elder. That was from last time, though, so if it resonated with you, cool. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on shuffling. I love adding to this stack, so if there are any song lyrics or anything that comes to mind, that would be that you think, or, you know, you have to suggest. That's a lot, though. That was a lot. I'm down. Oh, MLK Jr. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. That means it's time to cut the deck. Oh, wow, Gemini's popping up again. Who's the Gemini around here? Hello? You know, listen, I'm just going to admit to it. I have a tendency to be surrounded by Geminis. We just vibe, man. I don't know if it's because we're all smartasses or what, but the people closest to me have a very, they tend to be Gemini. Oh, jeez Louise. Wasn't it both of these yesterday? Hello? What's going on? Nuh-uh. Okay, you saw me shuffling, right? Nuh-uh. This was on the bottom yesterday, too. Like, well, then, I guess they meant it. What? That should not happen. I pre-shuffled and I did all the things. That is wild. That's one of my favorite things about their shirt. All right, this is an African proverb. To a man who's afraid, everything rustles. All right? You need to be this motherfucker. You need to be the one in control. You know, anything in moderation, not anything. Hold up. Not anything. I'm sorry. Not anything. But you know what I mean. Even the good stuff can become bad because anything in excess is bad, right? Sometimes, you know, we get caught up in positive vibes and we lose track of time, we lose track of things. So whatever that means for you, right? Because that's the thing that's what we do have control over, right? Yeah, the general vibe. Okay, cool. I'm just processing. That's wild. That's freaking wild. I tell you, my team cracks me up with these cards. Yeah, damn, seriously. Now don't go wild. I know I'm repeating myself, but they started it. Don't go wild. There's a particular that is really simple. That's been, oh, there goes my tum-tum. It's time for some breaky. My stomach finally woke up. There is something that it's really simple. I'm thinking of like lounging on a hammock on a wraparound porch, just looking out at nature and enjoying, whether it's a beer or some tea or, you know, a bowl, like whatever. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. Take a moment and breathe, right? Because you've got this. Don't worry about planning every little freaking thing. And stop blaming yourself for every little freaking thing, okay? Dude, damn, I just realized that's 3 red hearts on the board. It took me way too long to realize the numbers and things that are occurring over here. Oh, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that you shared this moment with me. And yeah, until next time, I love you.